You're tuned in to the Ross Tucker Football Podcast, guiding your gridiron journey, none other than your host, former NFL lineman, Ross Tucker.
Oh, yeah, it is. But it's not just any Ross Tucker Football Podcast. That's because it is a Finish Strong Friday. We're always presented by DraftKings. Love those dudes for so many different reasons. Just like I love each and every one of you, especially those of you that go the extra mile. It's really, really easy to quote post on Twitter anything from @RossTuckerPod. The show, I love the show. It's the best. Any of the clips, this is a great point that Greg Cosell makes. Love those of you that do that. Although I forgot to actually pick one of you as the winner today, which is good news for you guys, because that means I'll pick one of you on Monday. Same with someone that takes advantage of any of our awesome sponsors. We have so many great ones. Just go to the sponsor tab at rosstucker.com, or when we post the show on any of the social media platforms, go ahead and click that link, and it takes you right to the sponsors, which is amazing. I did pick a YouTube shout-out winner, and it's real easy. You go to youtube.com/RossTuckerNFL. You hit the subscribe button. You're not paying for anything. You're just subscripting, definitely not a word, on YouTube. And then just say, Ross, I just want to shout out so bad, bro, for this or that or whatever. Ignacio Hernandez. Send me an email, ross@rosstucker.com. Let me know who you want the shout-out video for, the cameo-style video for free. I'll record that on my phone, email it right back to you, man. Patron of the day, Angel Salas. Patreon.com/RT Media. Greatly, greatly appreciate the support from each and every one of you. It's Big Show time.
The Big Show.
All right, Ross. Will Levis and the Titans had two shots to win there at the end, but the Steelers were able to shut them down both times en route to a 2016 victory.
Yep, and if you're hearing some background noise, I think that's actually Rusted Root playing in the stadium here, Acrisure Stadium. Rusted Root, by the way, shout out Rusted Root, my first concert ever at Hershey Park when I was 16. That was an awesome game. It really was. It was kind of what I expected, to be honest with you, Jack. I thought it would be back and forth like it was. I guess I need to start with the press box food. I would give it probably a B. I'm not a big sirloin roast guy, but it was actually pretty delicious. I laid it on a bed of sliced pear apple salad. So not bad effort by the Steelers. You know, it was kind of like the way they play, Jack. It wasn't necessarily great, but they found a way to get it done at the end. That's the way the Steelers play. You know, I thought Will Levis was really, really impressive. Thought he was the more impressive quarterback. You know, we weren't sure how he would play on a short week on the road in Pittsburgh. His second start, there was some tape on him at this point. You know, they weren't going to fool the Steelers with play-action passes like they kind of got against the Atlanta Falcons, but he still made a bunch of clutch throws. Did throw that one interception late, but let's be honest, he kind of had to, right? I mean, at that point in the game, they're down 4 points. He had to force the ball down the field. Really, what hurt the Titans as much as anything was settling for field goals. You know, they get in the red zone, whatever it was, 4 or 5 times, only have one touchdown to show for it, end up kicking 3 field goals. That's the fastest way to lose in the NFL. Whereas the Steelers, when they got down there, they got a couple touchdowns, including one from Deontay Johnson, the go-ahead touchdown. Finally, his first touchdown in 23 games. You know, I don't know what to think of Kenny Pickett, Jack. They're 5-3. The Steelers 5-0 in one possession games. All 3 losses have been by double digits. I still don't think they're a great team, but as Bill Parcells once said, you are what your record says you are. And the record says that the Pittsburgh Steelers are 5-3, which is the same record, by the way, as like the San Francisco 49ers, who a lot of people thought was the best team in the NFL as recently as 3 weeks ago. So they have a unique ability to find a way to win these games late. Kenny Pickett often plays his best football in primetime, plays his best football late. He missed at least 5 throws that an NFL starting quarterback has to make. It's, you watch the Steelers and you think, man, if they just got average quarterback play, how good could they be? Because a lot of times, quite frankly, they're getting below average quarterback play from Pickett at times. They do have the edge rushers. TJ Watt had a nice game, but Alex Highsmith ended up being my defensive player of the game on the Westwood One broadcast because he was all over the place. 2 sacks, 5 quarterback hits, 4 tackles, and really the Steelers feel good about themselves after 8 games, whereas for the Titans at this point, it really does feel like the rest of this season is about Will Levis and getting him as much experience for the future as possible. NBA fans, the wait is over. Basketball is back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is celebrating with an unbeatable offer. New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets for throwing down $5 on the NBA. Win or lose, it doesn't matter. You'll start the season with an instant dub. And with DraftKings parlays, everyone's got a shot at even bigger basketball wins. String together multiple bets from the same game or build your parlay across multiple games for a shot at making your payday even sweeter. Basketball is more fun when you're in on the action. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code Ross. New customers can get $200 in bonus bets instantly for betting just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code Ross. The crown is yours.
Want to know which team is going to win every single game on Sunday? Then listen up.
All right, Ross. Wir haben Miami Dolphins by Kansas City Chiefs.
What did you say?
Wir haben Miami Dolphins by Kansas City Chiefs.
What does wir haben mean?
We have.
Oh, nice. I like that, Jack. I like when I feel like you're engaged in the show. You go the extra mile to look up what we have is in German. I knew that, Jack. What's that?
I knew that ahead of time. I took 2 years of German in high school. Shout out for Erfass.
Well, that was Guten Tag. Guten Tag's good, right? Or something
That's
like
hello.
That?
Gut is good.
Oh, well, that was Gut. That was Gut by you, Jack. Dude, I'm so jealous of my guys Orlovsky and Jason McCourty. First of all, I'd love to call the Dolphins-Chiefs game. Secondly, I would absolutely love to, at some point, be able to do a game in Germany. That would be amazing. I'm going with the Chiefs, man. You know why? The Chiefs don't lose 2 games in a row. I mean, they don't lose 2 games in a row. Come on. Thought Greg said it well yesterday that the off-schedule stuff did not go well for Mahomes last week. I feel like he and they will bounce back. It's just hard to go against them, right? I know the Dolphins are playing really well, but I'll be taking the Chiefs. How about a shootout? I know the Chiefs' defense has been pretty good this year, but let's get some exciting action for the German fans over there. Let's go 31-28 Chiefs.
So we got the Minnesota Vikings are at the Atlanta Falcons.
The Minnesota Vikings. So as of when we're recording this, and sometimes if I'm traveling Friday, we do some of the picks on Thursday. I don't know who the quarterback is for the Vikings. We think it's going to be Jaren Hall, right? They're preparing as if Jaren Hall is going to start. I think they're going to give Jaren Hall a start rather than throw Dobbs in right away. So I'll be taking the Falcons. And I wonder if that's part of the reason why Arthur Smith is starting Heineke. It's like, dude, they got a rookie starting his first game. We just need to make sure I have a quarterback that doesn't turn the football over. What's funny about that, though, is Heineke turns it over sometimes. Like, Heineke's not like a safe quarterback. Heineke's sort of like a gunslinger. Heineke's like a poor man's Ryan Fitzpatrick, I feel like. Like, he's not afraid to chuck that thing all over the place. That said, in Atlanta, Vikings devastated by the loss of Kirk Cousins. Got a rookie starting. I like the Falcons all day. The Heineke boost. I feel like whenever Heineke plays like the first game for a team that year, they always play really well. What's his name? Joe Dolan calls him HB Heineke for hospital ball. I'm calling him HB Heineke for the Heineke boost. Let's go Atlanta 23, Minnesota 13. I think the Falcons win by 10 unless Jaron Hall's got something to him that I don't realize.
Next, we got the Seattle Seahawks are at the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, they are. Awesome football game. Just an awesome, awesome football game. I'll take the Ravens because a bunch of different reasons. But number one, they're playing at home, which I think certainly gives them an edge. The Ravens have a really good team. I talked about this on Sunday during the broadcast, Jack, but man, they've got some stats on defense that are comparable to the 2000 Ravens. I'm not saying they're the 2000 Ravens, but they've got some stats that are comparable. Lamar Jackson so far this year has some stats that are comparable through the first 8 games to the 2019 MVP year. That sounds pretty good to me, Jack. 2019 Lamar MVP with 2000 Ravens defense. That sounds like a Super Bowl contender. Sounds like a Super Bowl champ, if we're being honest. But let's go Ravens. I think they're playing at home. They weren't great against the Cardinals. A little bit of a letdown game after that game against the Lions. I think they come roaring out again against the Seahawks. Give me Baltimore 23-20. Awesome football game.
All right, next we've got the Arizona Cardinals are at the Cleveland Browns. It's the Battle of Cleveland.
Why is it a Battle of Cleveland?
Weren't the Rams initially the Cleveland or not the Rams? I'm thinking the wrong team. I'm thinking Cleveland Rams. I have the Rams and Cardinals up the top next to each other. I mixed up my references.
Yeah, because the St. Louis Rams used to be in Cleveland, right?
I forget what, but the Rams were at one point Cleveland. So I was thinking Cleveland Rams. So there's some historical anecdote for today.
Yeah. Nice effort. Again, you're good for about one of those a day. So the Browns, I'd be surprised they don't win this game. Again, this is so funny. As we're recording this, could be Deshaun Watson, could be PJ Walker again. I think it'll be Watson. And then for Arizona, I am pretty confident it'll be Clayton Tune. They'll give Kyler Murray one more week, but we shall see. At any rate, regardless, isn't that weird? Regardless, I like the Browns. Whether it's PJ Walker or Watson, whether it's Tune or Kyler Murray, I like the Browns to win this football game to get to 5-3, which would be pretty good for how much Watson's been out of the lineup. I think Arizona's defense is pretty good. So this will be Cleveland like 23-13. Same score I had for the Vikings and Falcons game. 23-13. In fact, you can go ahead and lock up the Browns. I think they're a pretty good one to lock up this week. That would surprise me if the Cardinals got that win in Cleveland.
Ross's Underdog of the Week.
Next, here's an accurate historical reference, a Western Conference matchup. The Los Angeles Rams are at the Green Bay Packers.
Western Conference? This isn't the NBA, bro.
That's what they were called when it was just the NFL and the AFL. The NFL was split into the Eastern and Western Conference. That's why they played the Packers, and the Eagles played the Packers in the NFL Championship. They were the top teams in their conference.
How do you know this stuff?
Because I was trying to figure out why the Eagles played the Packers in the NFL Championship, and
are you still 22 or are you 23?
22.
You turn 23 soon, though, right?
December. Yep.
Wow. I think it's cool that you know the history and like talk about the history like this. I think that's really cool, actually. So, yucky game. Again, we don't know about Stafford. Sitting here while we're recording this. You know, these teams do whatever they can to try to wait till Friday afternoon or Saturday as late as they possibly can. I'm taking the Packers to win the game. Boy, they better get this win, man. They better get this win. Things are getting kind of ugly in Green Bay. You've got the GM saying these next 10 games are very important for Jordan Love to show that he's the quarterback of the future, which makes sense. I like the fact that Gutekunst is just honest. Like he just says, we all know the deal. You know, we're all adults here. You can say that. I'll take Green Bay to get it done. I wouldn't say I feel real good about it at all. I'm trying to check to see who's favored. Yeah, Green Bay is favored by 3.5, so it's not an upset. But Green Bay over the potentially Staffordless Rams. And the score will be, I don't know. I'm going to say, I don't think there's that many points in this game. 20-17, Packers.
Next, we got Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They are at the Houston Texans.
Really big game. It is. And you might be like, what? It is. Because if you are either one of these teams, you win, you're 4-4. 4-4 at, the kind of halfway mark. That's pretty good, right? Like, you're in the mix. 3-5, it's like, oh man, we're 2 games under 500. Big difference. I'm going to go with Houston because they're playing at home, and I think that they'll play better offensively than they did this past week, which obviously was not real good in Carolina. Now the Bucs are on the road second week in a row, but this is like a toss-up game to me. This could easily go either way, but I'll go ahead and take the Texans and C.J. Stroud to beat Baker Mayfield. How about, I don't think there's a lot of points in this one either, to be honest with you. I think this is 20-21. 21-20 Texans. You might want to have some Labatt Blue Lights while you're watching that game with your friends or your family or by yourself. Live life to the power of we. Labatt Blue Light, delicious. Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. And by the way, while you're drinking some Labatt Blues, just like the clock will stop on this podcast, whenever the game clock stops, that's time to order in with DoorDash. Pizza cravings hit at halftime, it's ordering time. Dreaming about tacos during a timeout, boom, they're on your doorstep. Wait, you want burgers, chips, dips, drinks, and wings instead? Even better. Order on DoorDash and get everything you want delivered without missing a minute of the game.
Got Tucker Bowl. The Commanders are at the New England Patriots.
I like that. Now, that's a good reference. Like that very much. Ooh, this is another juicy one for sure. Did you see the report where supposedly Josh Harris, the owner for the Commanders, might try to trade for Belichick this offseason?
Did not see that one.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. Because, listen, if you're Josh Harris and you can get one of the best coaches of all time, I can see that. I can see why you would want to do that. And the Patriots might be ready to do that at this point. I think that might be a win-win. Patriots feel like they trade Belichick and they move on so they get something in return. Whereas the Commanders, it's like a new era with arguably the best coach of all time. I don't think he is, by the way. I think I always go with Joe Gibbs because of what he did with all the different quarterbacks. But at any rate, man, I don't know. I go back and forth on this one. I think I'm going to take the Commanders. Although, when the Commanders play well like they do against the Eagles, then they play bad the next week. And when the Patriots don't play well like they did against the Dolphins, they come back and play better. So I guess I will stick with the Patriots, but I don't know that I feel great about it. Let's go 24-23, New England. And that's about it. That's about all I got for you. 24-23, Patriots. Not a lot of great insight there.
Next, we've got the Chicago Bears are at New Orleans Saints.
I like the Saints. The Bears, just more disarray. They trade for Montez Sweat, and, he's asked about signing a new contract, and he's like, I think I'll take my time and survey the scene a little bit. Wah, wah. That's not good for the Bears. And then Ryan Poles, the GM, comes out for the Bears and says, we want to start working on it right away. Hopefully it won't take too long. Hey, Ryan, these guys are giving the agent so much leverage. Like, Sweat is going to get a ton of money because Poles knows he has to sign him. And he's kind of made it clear. And Montez Sweat's like playing hard to get. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Wait till you see how much money Montez Sweat gets. It's going to be ridiculous. Good for him, by the way. And good for the Saints to have a winning record after they beat the Bears. Bears, I think there's more tape out now on Bajent. And I don't know what's going on. They fired their running backs coach. Just not good. I'll be curious to see whether or not the Saints can kind of stack together good performances. They need to from Derek Carr and the offense. I'm going to say the Saints kind of do. I'm going to say 24-16 Saints.
You got a Frank Reich revenge game. The Colts are at the Carolina Panthers.
Ooh, I like that. Good reference. Good reference. I'm going to take the Colts. Carolina kind of got their win, but they're still not playing that great. The Colts need to bounce back from a really poor performance at home against the Saints. I think the Colts do bounce back. The Colts are favored by 3 in the game. That sounds about right to me. I think the Colts actually win it, maybe going away. I like the Colts to win this one 20. They do score a bunch of points. 27-20 Colts.
What was once considered the worst game of the weekend has got a little bit more interesting. The Giants are at the Raiders.
You know what's really interesting? Dominating the fourth quarter in every aspect of life, whether it's football or business. We're in the fourth quarter right now, guys. You guys that are in sales, finish strong. Fourth quarter is where the magic happens. It's where games are won. It's where champions are made. And in business, it's where sales teams become legends. That's why HubSpot built Sales Hub, to give sales reps the deal-making tools they need to win their Q4. Sales Hub's prospecting workspace organizes your schedule, goals, and to-do list in one place to save your team precious fourth quarter time. And Smart Sequences help sales reps close deals faster than ever. So get ready to dominate Q4 with Sales Hub. Learn more at HubSpot.com/sales. As for the game, it will be more interesting. Daniel Jones is back. Antonio Pierce is coaching. I think the Raiders are going to come flying out of that tunnel. The question is really, how well does Aiden O'Connell play in this game against Wink Martindale's defense? What do you think on this one, Jack?
I feel like this is has to be your coach getting fired, new coach, all this energy and excitement for a fresh start. It's got to be the Raiders.
I know, but they're starting O'Connell against a Wink Martindale defense. I'm going to take the Raiders. Former teammate of mine, Antonio Pierce, we were rookies together, undrafted rookies. Washington, 2001. Give me the Raiders. It's not going to be pretty. Not going to be a lot of points. 17-16 Las Vegas.
Next, we head to an NFC East battle. Dallas Cowboys are at the Philadelphia Eagles.
Awesome football game. Just an awesome football game. Really looking forward to it. Hopefully it lives up to all of our expectations. This one could really go either way. Cowboys have played super well 2 games in a row. They feel like they've kind of got their groove back after that beatdown by the Niners. And the Eagles are kind of up and down. They find ways to win games. The thing is the Eagles were not good on defense last week. And they have a strong tendency to bounce back the next week. I think they will do that. I think this game will be fantastic. 24-23 Birds.
Next, we head to the Buffalo Bills, who are at the Cincinnati Bengals.
Buffalo Bills. So I'm taking the Bengals. Home game, Sunday night football. Their crowd going crazy. They looked awesome against the Niners. Now, the Bills look pretty good. I thought Greg made good points yesterday about the up-tempo offense. But also, Lou Anarumo, the Bengals D coordinator, can kind of prepare for that. He can be ready for that, that offense, the up-tempo stuff. I like the way Burrow looked on the road in San Francisco. The Bills still have some issues at corner. Give me the Bengals in this one. Really big game for both these teams. Let's go Cincinnati 27, Buffalo 24. Awesome game.
And we'll wrap things up with the LaDainian Tomlinson Bowl. The Chargers are at the Jets.
Yeah, this is another one where I kind of feel like I could go either way. I'm going to take, I think, the Chargers. I know that the Jets have won a bunch of ugly games, but they've done that against some quarterbacks that aren't great, like last week against the Giants and Tommy DeVito. I like what I saw from the Chargers Sunday night against the Bears. I think they stack good performances together, and I think they beat the Jets on the road. I'm curious. I didn't even look to see the spread on this one. Oh, wow. Well, the Chargers are favored. I thought I finally had an underdog this week. Evidently not. Wah, wah. I never used to do that before. Now I do it all the time. I don't know why. Do you guys like the wah, wah or not? Let me know on social media or an email at Ross Tucker NFL. Chargers 20, Jets 17. Other than that, I think we're done here.
Thanks for tuning in to the Ross Tucker Football Podcast. Make sure to also check out Even Money, Fantasy Feast, and College Draft, all on the DraftKings Network, YouTube, or subscribe to the podcast on your favorite platform.
Shout-outs. Pizza Boy Brewing, Sporticulture, HumanHeadNYC.com, SteakhouseSports.com, Go-Bengals.com, BackOfficeSchedule.com, and, of course, the greatest gift you could ever get anyone in your life, a personally written cover story all about how special they are, MyFrontPageStory.com.